What's up, guys? Your boy C2 from CKEV. Today I'm driving the 2022 Model 3, as you can see, and I'm breaking down everything that you need to know about buying a used Tesla in 2026. The good, the bad, and ugly, and even something that's going to surprise you, like the price. Let's get it. Let's see how it goes. When it comes to these used Teslas, especially the older ones, a lot of people have a lot of questions about the range and what you get and stuff like that. This one's equipped with a bike rack and the upgraded Helix wheels, so the range shouldn't be as good as it's supposed to be, but it's still really nice. So right now we're at 64%, right? And if I click it over, we get about 207 miles of range. So I think ChatGPT said at 80% for this battery health, you get about 260, it said, on 80%, which is actually really good. My car gets 225, and I have stock everything. So the Model 3 in general is very, very efficient, but overall, used Teslas, like, you don't know what you'll get, so make sure to check it before you buy it. Supercharger, make sure it's not getting banned. It's not like a salvage title or anything like that. Battery degradation for a car like this, well, it's like 4 years old now, it should be around like 5 to 10%. Like mine's at 9%. Like it plateaued, so it probably won't go any further for another couple years. When it comes to charging, home charging versus supercharging, you can't tell with these cars how many times people supercharge it versus home charge and how many times they charge it to 100% or let it die. So your best bet is to run the battery health test. I'll show you how to do that real quick. So you go right here, software, so you go to service, and then there should be a pop-up that says battery health, and it'll tell you if your battery's healthy for the mileage and the expected stuff, and you can run a battery health test that will drain your battery to 0% and charge it back up and show you how much your battery is degraded over time. So that's pretty cool. A common misconception about these cars is that using home charging is better than supercharging and vice versa. Yes, slow charging is better, obviously, trickle charging your stuff, but supercharging doesn't really have that much of an effect. There's people that had 200,000 miles, 150,000 miles on their cars strictly supercharging. If it wasn't good for your car, they wouldn't have superchargers, you feel me? But anyway, there's not really too much of a difference, but home charging is cheaper, and you'll probably spend an extra $40, $50 a month on your bill, depending on the model that you get that's used. And then for supercharging, I pay about $20 every time to fill it from 20 to 80% at like 40 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's not that bad charging. Gasoline right now is at 4 something on average for the US, like 420. So not that 420. When you compare EVs now to gasoline, there's a really big gap when you charge publicly, but at home it's even cheaper. It's a fraction of the cost. Range anxiety is real at first. So range anxiety is pretty much when people think that their car's gonna die, they can't find a charger. There's chargers everywhere across the whole United States. And if you can't find a charger through the supercharging network, like your car will show you, you can always download the app called PlugShare, and they'll show you all the other third-party chargers, whether they're fast or whether they're AC charging, the slow ones. So you'll never really be anywhere without a charger. Even in these small towns I go to that have no superchargers within 30 minutes, they still have some public chargers that are slow, but for emergencies, you can easily have it. Range anxiety in 2026, nothing. You feel me? Even with your battery degraded, you know, you're still gonna make those stops regardless, so it's fine. The battery is the biggest fear when you buy used cars, but here's the truth. Each Tesla is warranted up to 8 years / 150 or 100,000 miles. It's very rare that your battery will go out, your main HV battery underneath. That's what powers the whole car, the motors and everything. So, but if you do, you'll always be covered under warranty. I do have a friend though, his name's, shout out to Tito, his parents actually bought a used Model Y. I don't know if there's rear-wheel drive or what. I think it's a 2022, 2023. I know it's hardware 3 for sure. But anyway, they got their car, and I think their battery went out. And like, they did buy it used, so I'm not saying don't buy it used, but I'm saying, you know, they bought it used. But it's still in warranty, and they got it replaced, and it's been good ever since. So the chances of you getting a battery change on any Tesla, new or used, is like less than 1%. For Model Ys, I think it's 0.7. With Model 3s, I think it's 0.9 because there was more Model 3s on the road. Now there's not. But like, I think out of all the Teslas that have the highest battery replacement like chances, I think it's like a S and X, because they have different battery chemistries and stuff like that. So, but like even that, there's like maybe 1 or 2%. These cars last forever. I'm not saying that you'll never need a battery change eventually, but it won't be past. It's gonna last you past 150,000 miles. Like, I think all these cars will last at least you 200,000. And these Tesla miles are real miles, like, because these cars are built to last, and they're built to withstand a lot of stuff. Maintenance is low, the interior is nice for a used car, for this one at least, and you can probably find a Model 3 2022 in your state probably for like 23,000. Well, actually no, because used car prices are going up. So let's just drop it back to what he bought this one for last year, 26,000. Low mileage, clean, the interior that he wants. And it's definitely dope. It's definitely dope. So used stuff isn't that bad. But let's go and take a drive and see how this used car has held up.
All right, everybody. I feel like if anybody was gonna drive this car, it'd be me. This is my old car after all. Exact same spec,
No, it's not.
not same spec. Sorry, I had the standard because I'm broke. As far as I could tell, for me, like I didn't even know Hardware 4 and Hardware 3 looked the same. I had no idea.
He's talking about in terms of the CPU. 2022s and newer all have the same CPU, not the same hardware. It's not the same FSD chip.
I'm not gonna lie, I think it's very worth it. This is making me think this is gonna be my next car.
I need ambient lighting in the back screen. I need the newer version.
Suspension feels great as far as I could tell. Suspension feels just like your car.
It's a smooth, quiet ride.
Once we pick up speed a little bit more, we'll be able to tell what the cabin noise is feeling like, everything like that. But suspension, it's definitely rougher because it's just a car.
But shit, I can feel bumps in the road like shit. And
but
plus,
at the same time,
he has upgraded wheels too.
It's a dual motor, so it should get up, right?
Yo, make sure to follow us on X, YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. Our shit fake going up.
But yeah, for me personally, like I'm looking at myself as the average consumer because one, I don't have a Tesla, and two, I'm in a weird spot because I've driven every Tesla. This is what what we do, right? But I don't have a Tesla. So for me, not driving one every single day, and but also getting to drive every single Tesla, I don't hate it. It feels like a Tesla. You know what I mean?
But versus my newer one.
I feel a difference, yeah, but if you're someone like me who just wants a Tesla and doesn't care about all that extra whatever, like back screen, nobody cares, get this all day. Get this all day. And I'm about to punch it, so that'll really solidify whether it's whether it's like that or not. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this joint is faster than my car.
This don't like that. This has no acceleration boost either. I'm not gonna lie, bro, that just convinced me. This car right here, with an acceleration boost, what else do you need? A white interior, the car...
Rear-wheel drive Model Y. Huh?
The tech in this car is not bad. I mean, this car is, what, 4 years old?
Yeah.
It's the same tech... I mean, granted, you're gonna get the different FSD, whatever. It's the same technology you're gonna get in a new Tesla. It's the same thing. The stuff that you're gonna use every day minus FSD is all the same. Same driving experience for the most part. I'd say go for it. I mean, granted, make sure whatever used car you're getting is in good condition, it's used, but for someone like me, this is right up my alley. And then you get this.
Oh, yeah! All right, guys, let's talk about cost of ownership owning this car. So the cost of ownership with this car is good. The Model 3 is the cheapest Tesla. Well, now the standard one is cheaper to maintain, but Model 3 in general is the cheapest model of Teslas to maintain. Like, you're not gonna have crazy fixes, like, the worst thing that could happen to this car, statistically speaking, would be something with electronics and stuff, but that's very, very rare. There are some stuff so there is no gas, that's where Tesla wins. There's no gas, there's really barely any moving parts, but I have to mention though, the tires do wear faster on these cars. You're more prone to get nails in your tires too. Insurance can be high, but honestly now, Progressive is the best insurance for Teslas used or brand new, and repairs can be expensive if something breaks. Not like your normal maintenance, like, your tires like that. That's whatever. Talking about like the screen or the AC, like, these cars, this is what I say, right? Teslas and the gasoline cars, after a 10-year period, they probably have the same maintenance costs all together. Yes, your Camry screen may not go out, but you'll have a lot of oil changes and tires and like other stuff to do in the meantime. Teslas, there's no oil changes, but your screen could go out. So I think after a 5 to 10 year period, Camry, Accord versus a Tesla, it's the same thing. Like when it's all said and done, when everything's added up, even when you're saving with gas, it's going to be the same, which is totally fine. It's just less trips to the maintenance. That's what I love about Teslas. You're less time in the shop, more time driving the car. That's probably why we have so many miles on our cars, because we drive them so much, because they're always available. Like, it's very rare, like, your car will break down. Like, I've never really seen a broken down Tesla on the road. And if you did, 9 times out of 10, they didn't charge up the car, and they're trying to wing it. So, but actually breaking down, like, no, like, unless, like, you have an early model CyberTruck or, like, one of those prototype stuff, then yes. But to be honest, like, these cars are solid, and they're tested and proven. 2022 and newer is your best shot. Yeah, speaker test. Alright, so speaker test, pass the speaker test. The tech in here is crazy. Like the big screen, the OTA updates, even though this is a hardware 3, it still gets all the newer updates because of the AMD chip, so it has Gronk, it has all this stuff. Used one's not bad, the suspension is good, the seats are still comfortable. 34,000 miles. His car has less miles than mine, which is funny. but he'll probably hawk me. The app control, the app is crazy. Everyone knows the Tesla app. You can control the climate, AC, you can summon your car. You can do a lot of things with the app. You can literally look at your cameras, make the car fart, make it honk. There's a lot of things that you can do. This car in general in 2022 when it came out had less features than it does now. Like now, 4 years later, it has way more features than it did back then. Whether it was the blind spot camera pop up when you signal, whether it was the parking sensors, like tweaks that they do to this one, because this one still has the ultrasonic sensors and it has Tesla Vision. So you gotta kind of get the best of both worlds when it comes to reversing and back into tight spots. Yeah, used ones is definitely lit. The only thing I can say that's not okay with the used one, not Model 3 or Y specific, but really whoever had the car before you, did they take care of the battery right? But luckily you can always run a battery health test. So this is where I gotta keep it real with y'all when it comes to used Teslas. The cons, bro. I gotta keep it real. Build quality on these older cars aren't the best when it comes to panel gaps and like rattles and stuff. But like me personally, I don't give a flying about no panel gap or no rattle. Like, you know, does the car run good and is it reliable? That's all I care about. I blast music anyway. I'm not going to hear the rattle or nothing like that. The ride on these older ones can also be stiff because it has the old suspension. Like right now, I can feel every bump. Plus, these bigger tires don't help it out at all. But it's still fine though. It's still fine. Like it's not nothing crazy. And you know, all Teslas don't have CarPlay or Android Auto as of right now. As we're recording this, you know, it could be an issue to y'all if y'all are used to Android Auto and CarPlay. But I love the Tesla UI. It's really, really good. Charging network matters if you have no home charger. I can say that, yes, but like Tesla's, like I said, they have the best supercharging network in the whole United States. I've never been anywhere without a charger within 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes at the most. Most likely they're 10 or 15 minutes away from me. And the car will plan it for you. So these cars are really, really nice. But what to really check when it comes to buying these drones used is a bunch of things. You gotta check the battery health, of course, like I told you in the beginning. Check the mileage, check the warranty status. You know, they all come with 4 years, 50,000 mile basic warranty. But if you buy this used through Tesla, you get additional 10,000 or a year mile warranty. So it's still pretty sweet. And you buy the Tesla, it's supposed to be more like inspected and stuff too. And also see how the tire tread is doing and how your brakes are. These brakes last about 100,000 miles, 120. But when it does come to repairing the brakes, it is costly. Brakes on this car cost about like $1,000. But you only have to replace them probably 3 times when owning the car anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So software features, this car didn't come with FSD included. You can't even buy it outright anyway or transfer it anymore. But it does have the basic autopilot, and I know new Teslas now don't even come with basic autopilot anymore. I think it comes with traffic cruise control, but that's about it. So that's one thing to know about when it comes to used cars. You'll have all the free, you know, basic autopilot stuff. Autopilot is cool and all. It's not the best versus FSD. FSD is superior. You definitely know why they chose to do away with autopilot. It's kind of dangerous, actually. Used Teslas might be the biggest deal in the car market right now. Now, y'all tell me, would you buy one of these? I think I might. I don't know. But like I said, thank y'all for watching our used Tesla video. Hope you enjoyed it. This is a nice buying guide. Make sure to follow us on X and subscribe down below and hit that like button. I'll see you soon. Peace.